If I could restart my YouTube channel in 2026, I wouldn't buy better gear, I wouldn't study viral videos, I wouldn't even worry about the algorithm. I'd focus on 3 things that actually matter, and honestly, if you nail all these 3, then everything else will kind of fall into place. So let's stop overcomplicating this and talk about what actually works. Hello everyone, welcome back. For those who are new, my name is Carrie, and today we're going to be talking about 3 things that I would do differently if I were to start my channel over in 2026. The first thing is authenticity over algorithm. You want to make videos that you actually want to be making, not what you think might go viral. Here's the problem that I feel like everyone usually falls into when they first start their YouTube channel. The first thing is that I feel like new creators spend a lot of time studying what they think will go viral, studying all the new trends, and putting so much thought into like what video to make and how to make it that they're losing out on the time that you should be spending creating, filming, planning, and uploading. I feel like I also used to have the habit where I'm like, any viral trend that happens, I need to jump on it because then I have the chance of going viral too. But it's like, if you're making videos that you don't feel are authentic to the type of style or the community that you want to build on YouTube, I feel like everything is kind of a waste. I think it's good to get ideas from different thumbnails or different videos that people post, but I feel like if you try to just copy monkey see, monkey do, I feel like it could turn into something that's not the real you, not really authentic. And I feel like the spark and the passion that are in videos that people create and genuinely enjoy, I feel like you can lose that spark when you're just trying to copy content that doesn't really fit you or fit your style. And then as a result, I feel like you have this whole YouTube channel that's you, but like not really you. The reality is, if you feel like making videos becomes a chore, then I feel like maybe you might want to kind of reevaluate what you're doing, because you can't fake passion for 10 videos, 50 videos, 100 videos, 200 videos, because once again, you lose that spark. And if there's real no intention of like, well, I want to do this because I want to create it, or I have this great idea, or I have tips and tricks that I feel like I want to share with everybody else, then once again, it just feels kind of robotic. It feels like, oh, you're just like making a video to make a video. But when you have your own passion in there and you have real advice that you want to talk about, I think it's very visible to the audience that it's like genuine content. At the end of the day, I feel like your audience can feel ingenuity in YouTube videos than if you were to go in with something, and even if the video isn't perfect, at least you're passionate about what you're talking about. I've seen a lot of creators make videos on these YouTube channels that have blown up, and all it is some normal person just recording their normal everyday to-day life, and there's no special edits or cuts or overlays or b-roll. It's literally just them talking to the camera. And the reason why they gain such a huge audience is because they're just authentic. They're talking about things that they enjoy, and it's things that you could talk about over and over and make videos about every single day. And that's how they gain the audience, because people fall in love with you, who you are, rather than the content or the style of video that you're making. So what to do instead is ask yourself, before you make a video, if only 10 people were to see this video, is it something that I'd still want to make? Because if the answer is yes, then I feel like it shows that you're actually passionate about what you're doing. There are times where I have all these great video ideas that I do want to do, but the moment comes and I'm like, oh, I feel too tired, I don't want to do it, like I don't know what to say for it. And then when I force myself to make those videos, I just feel like they kind of come out all over the place and can't land the plane. I just go on a ton of tangents, and I feel like it's just not a super helpful video. Whereas when it's a video that I'm passionate about and I can speak off of experience, then I feel like I have a lot more to say. And once again, it's your personality that I feel like draws your community in and helps you build the audience that actually wants to stick around for you. So my best advice is to literally film things that genuinely excite you or interest you. I love making travel vlogs because at the end of the day, I'm like, even if 30 people see it, I'm gonna be able to look back on the video in 10, 20, 30 years and be able to see all of the fun things we did. For example, like my Japan vlogs, or you can go back to the first travel series I ever posted, which was my Disney vlogs, because that was almost 4 years ago, and we get to look back at the amazing time that we had together, all of those experiences. So a lot of the videos I make, even though I know they don't get a lot of views, I'm doing it for me, and I almost treat my channel like a video diary, so I can always go back and watch them, and I know one day my kids can watch them and my family can watch them. That's what I think really makes them so special, is because it's like, hey, these are memories that only live in your head, but I've created them into videos that you can continuously watch back, which I absolutely love. Also, your unique perspective, I think, is the competitive advantage, because everybody has their own opinions, yes, but I also feel like there's an oversaturation of this industry where everybody's like, oh, you need to do this, this, and that, or they're selling you courses, or they're doing XYZ, and they're telling you these are the only ways that you can succeed, I feel like that can sometimes come off as very disingenuous, because it's like, hey, what worked for them might not always work for you. If you just stay authentic to who you are and to the content you want to film, that will go way further than trying to hop on these trends or trying to force videos out that you're not super excited about. The second thing I would do differently is remembering that consistency beats perfection. I still struggle with this, and I'm trying to do better now that it's 2026. Even having to sit down and film this video, I was like, well, it's not going to be perfect, and so it makes me just not want to do it. I need to remember sometimes being consistent is more important than being perfect, because the algorithm doesn't care about the color correction or your edits or whatever you have in your video. It cares about the consistency, showing how you're posting on YouTube every single week or every couple days. So you don't want to fall into that perfectionist trap. I know when I first started, I wanted every single video to be perfect, and I was only posting maybe a video a month, whereas if I didn't focus on them being perfect and I focused on, hey, let's just get a video up every week. I know I'm a beginner, I know I'm not good at editing, I know I'm not good at filming, but it's also practicing those reps. The more you film, the more you plan, the more you edit, the more you're gonna become quicker at it. And I can see how much I've grown, because when I taught my boyfriend how to edit videos and I watch sometimes how he's trying to pick up how to really do it, I'm like, wow, like I feel like what he can do in 30 minutes is what I can do in 10 minutes. But when I first started, I was in that same exact position. And so it's like, I would rather have 50 videos that are all mid or just kind of like meh, rather than having 5 videos that I think are perfect and are still only getting 20 to 30 views. Then I feel like you fall in this trap where you're like, well, why am I spending so much time on posting videos when they only get 10 views? But that's because you're filming, editing, and posting a video once a month. Then yeah, it's like, of course you want to quit, and of course you want to give up, because all of this hard work that's going towards your videos are not getting the traction that you'd hope. I feel like that's a really toxic trap to fall into, and I've definitely fallen into it as well, where I'm like, hey, I feel like everything needs to be perfect, and then I quit after being consistent for like a month or maybe a couple weeks. But when you talk about YouTube, why consistency wins is because YouTube will reward the channels that upload regularly. Let's be honest, your first 10 to 20 videos are gonna be a little rough, but that's totally fine and that's totally normal, because it's a brand new skill that you're developing, and once again, you need that practice. If I were to go outside and try to hit a golf ball for the first time ever holding a golf club, probably not gonna be the greatest, right? I'm probably not gonna get a hole-in-one. That's because I haven't built the skills necessary to get to where I need to be. Now I feel like I can edit a video in a couple of hours. It turns out decent, and then if I put a little more time into it, add more overlays, b-roll, edits, fun stuff like that, then yeah, it turns out pretty good. But I don't think any video will ever be perfect. It's just that some people have been doing YouTube for 10, 20, 30 years, and so they've learned how to really find their style, edit quickly, because they find all the tips and tricks. But you can't expect to be perfect when you're first starting. At the end of the day, the real goal is to set a realistic schedule that you're able to work with. So once again, I feel like a lot of YouTube channels, especially the smaller ones, are kind of doing it as a hobby or doing it on the side. I work a 9 to 5, and so I don't have 40 hours a week to put towards filming, editing, planning, and uploading. And so the time that I do have, I want to make sure I can balance it with making videos and uploading them and being consistent, but also having time to relax and take care of myself, like work out, you know, self-care, because at the end of the day, I also don't want to burn out when I'm working a 9 to 5 corporate job while also trying to put all my extra hours into my YouTube channel. I feel like if you don't give yourself a break and you don't relax and take care of yourself, the burnout is going to pour over into every other aspect of your life, and so you're not going to be consistent, and you probably also won't do well in your job if your energy is just completely depleted. I always like to say done is better than perfect, and it isn't really just a saying, but I really think it's a strategy. If you can just upload consistently 1 to 2 videos a week, even if they're not perfect, that's going to get you more traction, and then once again, you're going to build up this community where they like your authentic raw vlog style, however you want to do it, and they're going to want to follow along. All I'm saying is you have the permission to be imperfect, because that's what it's going to be the first couple times that you really start uploading. If there's bad lighting, oh well, post it. If you're stumbling over your words, post it. If you forgot to add music, post it. The algorithm cares more about your upload pattern than the color grading in your video. Finally, the third thing is momentum over motivation. Bottom line is you want to build systems and habits that will keep you going when your schedule isn't the most consistent, or when that inspiration and that motivation tends to fade. Let's talk about motivation and how it isn't always there, because I tend to feel the same way where I'm laying in bed and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have such a great video. I'm so excited. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow, drink my caffeine, and then get going, and it's gonna be so good. And then the day comes and you're like, okay, I don't feel as motivated as I did last night thinking about all of it. And I think that's really important to understand, that you can't always rely on motivation, because because motivation fades, it comes and it goes, but what really matters is being consistent and having a system in place or the micro habits built that it can continue going, where you're like, okay, every Tuesday is when I film, then I get to spend the rest of the week editing, and every Saturday is when I upload. Something that's easy, sustainable, you know your schedule best, you know your energy levels during the day and the week best. You should be able to pick something that feels comfortable for you, something that won't burn you out, but something that also stays consistent. So for me, knowing how my schedule is and knowing how all the goals for 2026 that I wanted to implement, such as like working out, going to therapy, learning a new language, like hanging out with friends, I knew that it probably would not be realistic to set the goal of posting 2 videos every single week. That's why I set for my goal that I want to post at least 1 video every single week, and my upload schedule I've chosen is I want it to be on Saturday or Sunday, so on the weekends, because I know weekends come, I can film my video or however many videos I need. Then during the week after work, I have a couple hours each day to kind of film what I need, but I also have been going to the gym and working out like 2 to 3 times a week as well. So I know that I have some time to edit, and then by the time the weekend comes, I can do any finishing touches, get that video uploaded, and restart that cycle. And it's been working because even though I have been busy and I've had to find the time to sit down and do all of this, I know that it's sustainable. I know I can do it. Sometimes it feels stressful, but at the end of the day, I can stick to my 1 video a week, and that's more important than anything else. So yes, you can rely on motivation to get you through quick spurts of like, hey, I need to sit down, I need to film 3 videos, whatever you need to do. But momentum is what matters more, because you can't control every aspect of your life. You can't control when things are going to happen, and then you lost 3 hours that you were going to spend editing to something that was out of your control. Momentum is about building a routine that doesn't require motivation. It's the difference between I'll film when I feel inspired and I film every single Tuesday. Once you have the momentum and you have the systems in place to be consistent, then stopping almost feels harder than continuing. Put it in the same perspective of like, once you finally get back into the groove of working out and you're going consistently 4 to 5 times a week, when you miss a week of not working out because you're on vacation or something, you then just get stressed and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't work out. It's the same way with filming and editing and uploading. Once again, you need to build the system that fits for you. If it helps to batch film your content, you can film 2 to 3 videos in one session on a weekend when you have the time, and then spend your outside of work hours during the week to edit them. Or you can lower the barrier. You can keep it simple so filming doesn't feel like a huge production. Or if you're just starting, you can upload shorts, which are a maximum of 3 minutes. So it's really low pressure and it's fairly easy to just film a video, edit it under 3 minutes, and post it. Because once again, you want to get the reps in, you want to get the consistency, the skills of editing quickly and figuring out what to film, or writing your script becomes a lot easier. You can also track your streaks. I know that also helps. Right now on Duolingo, I have a streak of over like 365 days, and anytime I see that I'm gonna lose my streak, or if it's the end of the day, I'm like, wait, I want to keep that streak going, so I do it even when I don't feel like it. I feel like nothing's more motivating than being like, hey, it's been 6 weeks and I've posted a video every single week, and it may have not been perfect. Bottom line, you posted it, and that's what's most important. Another thing that could help is maybe having a content log. So I have in my notes app a whole list of videos. Whenever I have a good idea that comes up, I'm like, oh, write it down. On a weekend where I'm like, what the heck should I film? I can go to my list and have a ton of videos that are ready to be filmed, or ideas that I've had that I was really excited about making. Once you build that momentum, then really it's just like the compound effect. In my last video, I talked about, getting 1% better and how that compounds over time, so that by the end of the year, overall, you become 37% better. Well, it's the same thing with your videos. Video 1, you're figuring it out, okay? No worries, no pressure. Video 10, you're starting to get a little more comfortable. Feel like maybe you know what you're doing, but there's still a lot to be learned. Video 25, you have a good rhythm. You're like, all right, we can do this. I've been doing it. So you got that motivation, you got that momentum building. And then by video 50, you're like, wow, I'm actually pretty good at this. And then from there, it just is like second nature. It's like, okay, gotta film, gotta edit, gotta upload. But you only get to 50 if you continue building systems that actually work for you. And then you'll be able to stay consistent even through lower points, or when you kind of fall into a slump. You also just have to remember the reality check though, because some videos will flop. You're gonna post the next one anyway. Some videos, you'll have some off weeks where you're like, oh, that was not a good video, but you posted it and you were consistent. You'll doubt yourself. Yesterday, I was doubting myself and I was like, well, I don't even want to make these videos because I haven't been on schedule and I don't think it's gonna be good, but guess what? I made it anyway. The channels that win aren't the ones that are the most talented. The channels that win are the ones that refuse to give up. To sum up my video, if I were to start a new channel today, I'd make videos that I'd actually want to make, ones that I care about and ones that are true to who I am and the content I want to post. I'd be consistent. Even if the videos aren't perfect, or even if I feel like no one's gonna watch it, I'm gonna post it anyways. And I'm gonna build a system that'll keep me going even when my weeks get busy, even when I feel like I've run out of time. I'll have the habits and the systems in place to continue getting me to where I want to be. Even when my motivation fades, the systems that I've built will keep me going. Because here's the thing, in 1 year from today, you'll either have 50 videos and be shocked of how far you've come and how far you've grown, or you'll have 5 perfect videos and still be wondering when your channel will take off. The algorithm does not care about perfection. It cares about consistency, authenticity, and tenacity. So what are you waiting for? Go film something, pursue your dreams, create your hobby, because at the end of the day, the first step to growing and being successful is to just start. That's everything that I have for you guys for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!